Hi, Kathy here from KathysKuteKreations with the Cotton Cuts month 3. Now you know I'm doing 2 of them, so I'm going to show you the one that I'm making for myself, and it's Nadia. This is my color card, and then I'm going to show you the fabrics that came. Alrighty, so the fabrics are A, which is the green color. That up there is A, D, E, and F in a row. Alright, let's get started. Oh, before we get started, let me show you the Cotton Cuts blocks of the month for October. There it is right there. And then it shows you how to assemble it. And here is your color card on the back. So you can send it off for the, not send it off, excuse me. Post it for the challenge. And right there at the bottom it says post your completed coloring sheet by November 15th. Using hashtag #CCColorChallenge for a chance to win a prize. Alright, so you're going to take your D and your E, and you're going to put them together. You're going to make 4 of these. And then out of these 4, we're going to end up making 2 squares. But first we're going to do these 4, and we're going to go ahead and chain stitch them. Alrighty, you're going to use 1/4 inch. Unless you've been using a scant all this time, you continue with what you've been doing. You, if you've been starching, keep doing that. I got a 12-inch needle, and I'm just matching them up. Oh, this is the season my hands are going to get all dry and start peeling. I noticed it in a couple of videos before this. I just hate that. But I tell you, no matter how much I flip, they just start peeling on me. Alright, so we're going to cut that off, and we're going to cut them apart, and then we're going to iron them. Let's see if it says which way to iron them. I know you're going to want to, it says press towards D, which is your first fabric, the left fabric. Alrighty, so we press towards this stripe, which if you're using, whatever color you're using, it's going to be the left fabric. Now we're going to take it and we're going to swap it like this, because when you press towards the white, now you can nestle them. So when you put them together, they'll nestle up really nice. One of the seams will be going to the left and one of the seams will be going to the right. I'm going to go ahead and pin it, and we'll do these 2. Okay, so I did see some new people that were just now inquiring about the cotton cuts. So I'm going to go ahead and show you how to nestle this. So this is what you're doing. You're trying to get the one fabric right next to the seam of the other fabric. Just like this. And you lay it down on top. And then just pin. The reason I'm pinning the left-hand side is that's the side that the sewing machine is going to come down on. So you'll start up here at the top. Match it. And come just like that. And if you feel like you've got a lot of new people, and I know this when I started sewing the first time around, I always pin the middle, and then what I did was I pinned the top, but I didn't pin up at the very tip top. I didn't pin up here because that's where your needle is going to come and grab. And if your pin is too close to the edge, then your needle won't grab because it'll put pressure against it and not want to move. So you want to put it to the side, and once you get started, just pull that out, and then when you get up to this next pin, you'll pull that out so that you don't accidentally hit your pin or run over it, because it can break your needle. And now with these new sewing machines, it could actually knock it out of line, so you don't want that to happen. And then you come on down and just keep on sewing until you get done with it. Now, if you're one of those people that you just hate pins, you can use clips. If you hate clips and pins, you can use glue. Or you can use nothing. It's just going to be up to your preference. And you can try it all out for yourself too. If you don't know which one you like, try them out. The glue will always wash out, and you can use Elmer's glue. Doesn't make a difference. You're only using a little bit, a little dab. You've heard the saying, a little dab will do ya? That's what you're using, just a little dab. And if you're an old pro and you don't want to use anything, don't use anything. Now we're going to iron this open. Let's see if it tells us which way to go with it. It actually says we want to press it towards, nope, it doesn't say. All right, we'll just press it downward. And then we're going to make some flying geese next. If you don't know what that is, stay tuned. I'll show you. Alrighty, so you're going to take your A triangles and your F triangles, and these are going to be flying geese. And we're going to make 4 of them. And then we're going to take the remaining squares, which are the A's, and we're going to attach it to the left. But let's make these flying geese first, all 4 of them. Now remember, when you make flying geese, whether you're right hand or left hand, doesn't make any difference. You do it on the side that you prefer. So I always do it on the right side first, and I go from the top up here down to the bottom Then I open it. After it's totally attached, it'll look like about like that. And then, for the moving of the camera there, and then you put this one on top after this one is opened. Then you put it on top, you go all the way down, and then you lift it up, and it's over like that. All right. Now be careful, because this is the bias on this side here, and you don't want this fabric to stretch. And if you're wondering where you should be starting to learn how to do the glue, this is where I would be doing the glue. Whatever you do now, let the machine feed it for you. Don't be pulling on it or pushing it. Just let it glide. Your hands are only letting it go through. There you go. Alrighty, let's iron that open. Alright, I went ahead and I ironed them towards the outside, so the seam is in the pink. I'm going to go from the bottom up, so I made sure that I have it at the top, and you'll see. And I've done it from both directions before, the right and the left, so there's no right way or wrong way to do this. I'm just about wrapping up that last cotton cuts. We'll be assembling that here shortly. I can't remember if month 10th is coming or which month is coming. I never keep track of it. I tell you what, when I get this, these monthly blocks, they go pretty fast. I feel like time is a-flying. That's why I try to do 2 in a year. And this time I went out of my box for this color, because I would have never chose it, but boy, am I glad I did, you guys. This is really, really pretty. I saw where someone showed those witches skiing on that wall hanging. I haven't even had a chance to look at that. I won't have a chance either. I might end up getting that done next year. I'm still in boot camp. That's what they call it out at work. Alright, now you're going to take 2 of the 4 flying geese and you're going to attach them to your squares. And this is all you got left in the way of fabric. So we're going to attach these and those. So let's do that. There's no matching or anything. And I put this pin in to keep it straight as I sew it, so it's not distorted. Alright, you're going to take the flying geese you just made and you're going to attach them to this. Make sure your D is that top left-hand corner. Alrighty, now we got a couple things going on here. First off, we want to make sure that we do not take our tip off. Here's the tip. So we're going to flip it over. Alright, we're going to take our marker, and first I'm going to make this thread a little bit darker so you can see it, because you can't see it crossing over here. So here's my thread. All I'm doing is, you don't have to do this now yourself. I'm doing it so you can see where the thread goes across, because it's all white on white. So there's the thread going across. You want to take your pin, put it on the right hand side. You don't want to put it on the left now. Put your ruler up there, and then you're going to mark it like this, so that you make sure you come across this with your sewing machine needle, and then it won't take your tip off. Now we want to put it on like this, so we're going to flip it. Okay, you want to put it on like this, so you want to flip this, and you want to take it, and if you have to, because it's easier for you, fold it in half so you can make a seam right here, right where the fold is on the tip here, okay, and put it up on the seam line right here, and you'll be able to see it right up to the edge. Let's see if you can see it in here. And you go right up to the edge like that, and you put them together. Don't worry that your fabric's all crooked or anything else. All you're trying to do is match that seam. And then we're going to put our pin right in the middle. Just like that. Then you're going to go to this end. And you're going to put your pin in. And you're going to go to the other end. Over here, and you're going to put your pin in just like that. All right, and then you're going to start it here with your sewing machine, and you're going to slowly hold it like this and pull a little taut as you sew it. Now if you feel like you need to have more pins in, so let's say you think you got to have a pin right here, go ahead and pin it. You're not going to have too many pins in this, I can tell you right now. You'll never have too many pins. All right, just like that. We're going to go ahead and pin both of them like that. Now, if you're scared that your sewing, that you might have to take it out, then just go ahead and make it a bigger seam. I'm using 2.5, but you can go bigger. You can go 3 inches if you want. You go 3.5. You can do a basting stitch. I've gone back and had to make it closer. Usually I get too far away. Believe me, I've worn out a few. There you go. Let's iron that open and take a look at it. Okay, I didn't even iron it yet. Let's just look at it first. See it? There you go. And you can see that seam. Let me fold this one open. Okay, looks pretty good. All right, let me iron them. I said to go ahead and iron it towards these squares, so that's what I did. See? Pretty nice, huh? All right, let's finish it up. All right, talking about the seam ripper, here I just did this backwards. All right, so to sew this, I'm going to lay it so that this is facing downward. I did not have my flying geese going the correct direction. Let's see if we can. Okay, it doesn't want to start because of that pin. So let's take that out. Let's see if we can get it to start. There we go. All right, so this is the way it's going to lay. And remember now, we're going to have to sew, we're going to have to mark our tips just like we did the last time and repeat it for this right here. Okay, so go ahead and do all of that, and then we're going to sew it. Now we have one spot to nestle, which is up here at the very beginning where the square is at. So be sure and nestle that also, just like you did before. I showed you. And we're just about wrapping it up. We're going to have these 2 blocks when we're done. I'm going real slow here so I can make sure I stay on that line. And then keep in mind that when you pull on your fabric, and when I say pull, I'm going to show you here what I'm talking about. Let me line this up right here. Okay, if I hold on to this fabric really, really tight, and that sewing machine doesn't move very much, it actually makes the stitches smaller. So you want to be mindful of that when you're holding on that real tight, or you're doing it taut. You don't want to do it too tight, because the next thing you know, your stitches are going to go from 2.5 down to about a 1, and if you make a mistake, they're going to be hard to come out, or they're going to rip your fabric. All right, so keep in mind that when you hold it taut, it's just a little bit to straighten out the fabric. It's not real tight now. Don't make your machine work too hard. All right, there you go. There's both the blocks. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Click on that little bell for notifications. If you want to make a comment, go ahead. And I'll see you next time. And I'm going to go ahead and show you the one that I'm making for my daughter-in-law also. So here they both are, just so you do see that there are 2. And they had us go ahead and iron down. So let's see what the back looks like. Just like that. Okay? All right, guys. See you next month. Bye-bye. All right, so here are the 2 that I'm making for my daughter-in-law. This is the Color Wave Cathy. So I'm not sure if I showed last month's or not, but that's okay, because when I piece them together, of course, you know, when I piece this all together, I'll show you it. And then I'll be quilting this one because I'll be sending it to her. All right, so I hope you all liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it.